สวัสดียามเช้าตะลุยตามตะวันจะไปตะลุยสโตนเฮนจ์นะครับวันนี้ตามผมมาเลยครับชมซิตี้ทัวร์ซอลบรีก่อนที่จะเดินทางไปสโตนเฮนจ์ครับจุดจอดรถสโตนเฮนจ์ทัวร์
and give you your entrance passes, okay? Okay?
Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Can I?
Yeah, go upstairs, yeah.
During the tour, you will hear the cathedral's history whilst exploring the ancient roof spaces in a real behind-the-scenes experience. Climbing 332 steps in easy stages by narrow winding spiral staircases to reach the foot of the spire, 225 feet above ground level. You will be able to see up inside the cathedral spire with its medieval wooden scaffold, and then walk outside onto the four balconies from where you can enjoy spectacular views over the medieval city of Salisbury, Old Sarum and the surrounding countryside. The cathedral also has the largest cloister and the largest cathedral close in Britain, spread over 80 acres or 320,000 square metres. The cathedral is also home to the finest preserved of the four remaining original copies of the Magna Carta. This historic charter was sealed by King John at Runnymede on the 15th of June 1215. It is seen as the foundation of constitutional law in England, outlining the basic rights with the principle that no one was above the law, including the King. The Magna Carta charted the right to a fair trial and limits on taxation without representation. As part of a new exhibit, the cathedral's original 1215 document has been rehoused in the 13th century chapter house in a display befitting its international significance. The chapter house and medieval cloisters also play host to an interactive exhibition charting the story of this valuable historic document. As we pass through the traffic lights, looking to your right you will see the High Street Gate, which is now the main entrance to the cathedral. We will tell you more about the cathedral on the way back from Stonehenge. The New Inn, here on the right in New Street, dates from the late 15th century. The pretty garden backs onto those of the cathedral walk, creating a country atmosphere right in the midst of the city. On the roof you will see a statue of the namesake of both the hotel and the chequer in which it stands. A lively account of the Salisbury markets as they were in 1842 is contained in chapter 5 of Charles Dickens' novel Martin Chuzzlewit, along with a description of the White Hart. The novel was first published in 1843. We will see directly in front of us as we turn the corner was built in 1331, using stone taken from the old Norman cathedral at Old Sarum. King Edward III gave special permission for the old cathedral stone to be used. Opening out onto the eastern chequers, St Anne's Gate in Exeter Street, directly in front of us, is topped by a small room with a medieval window, which was once a chapel. The composer George Handel gave his first public concert in England here in 1710, and he was a regular visitor to Salisbury throughout his life. As we continue on into Catherine Street, we can tell you that for more than 600 years, canals and open conduits ran through many of the streets in the centre of Salisbury. There were two canal systems, both leading out to the River Avon, and the canals ran in an elaborate pattern through 23 streets, Unfortunately, these canals became little more than smelly open sewers, and by Victorian times they had become a dangerous health hazard. But it was not until 1875 that the last canal was built in. And here we are, its name today, New Canal, is the only reminder of its watery past. The Odeon Cinema on our left here in the New Canal obviously has a fake medieval facade. However, as soon as you enter it, you quickly realise that the interior is genuine. As we leave the New Canal, at the end of the road on the left, a bookshop is now housed in the old city's assembly rooms. We will see St Thomas's Church, which was originally a wooden chapel built for the labourers working on the cathedral, and is truly the townspeople's church. After 1450, it was rebuilt in stone. The Poultry Cross, standing at the end of the road in front of us, is one of the favourite sights of Salisbury. It is still used by some stallholders on market days to shelter their goods from the weather. In fact, a poultry cross of one type or another has stood here since 1335. The lower section of the cross seen today dates from the end of the 15th century. This plain but workmanlike structure was embellished in Victorian times by ornate flying buttresses surrounding a central pinnacle, and in 1835 it was given its present medieval roof. Between the marketplace and the New Canal are the roads, enticingly named to reflect the business of those who traded there. Fish Row, Butcher Row, Ox Row and Oakmead Row. In this quarter too were the four medieval market crosses, of which only the Poultry Cross remains today. The others, the Cheese Cross, the Barnard's Cross and the Bull Cross, have all long since disappeared. Salisbury's main trade was from the wool industry. Salisbury was a very important centre for music in the 18th century. James Harris, a great friend of George Handel, directed concerts in the assembly rooms in the New Canal for almost 50 years up to his death in 1780, with many famous musicians and singers of the day performing here. That tradition continues today with the world-renowned annual Salisbury Festival, where you see the red brick building here on our left and the bus garage here on the right. This is the area where Anna Valley Motors was based. This company was to become the sole producer of the wing leading-edge fuel tanks for photo reconnaissance Spitfires, as well as producing other components for the aircraft during World War II. During the Battle of Britain in the summer and autumn of 1940, concerted efforts were made by the Luftwaffe to destroy the main Spitfire manufacturing plants at Wilston and Itchen near Southampton. Throughout August and early September, heavy raids were mounted until on the 26th of September, both factories were completely destroyed.
ขณะนี้วัดสโตนเฮนจ์พาชมซิตี้ทัวร์แล้วนะครับกำลังจะออกนอกซิตี้เพื่อไปยังสโตนเฮนจ์ครับ